I'm not a woman.
Look, anybody with money is immune to an economy because you can handle 40% inflation. You can handle double gas prices. It's not the elite that are affected by this. They don't give a shit. It's the middle class and lower class that get destroyed by bad economies.
Yeah.
And the majority of America is the middle and lower class.
Yeah. The pro-Palestine people are gonna have a horrible time recognizing, oh shit, there actually are consequences of voting, and like realizing that like the guy who moved like the embassy to Jerusalem, high intentions that way, is very pro-Israel. So much so where like, I don't know. I think that's gonna be a gift to like Netanyahu and like the right-wing party of Israel.
Here's what I think. I think if Trump was president, Hamas never would have invaded Israel because they knew that Trump was so pro-Israel. Trump would have probably given permission to Israel to level Gaza because Trump would have been like, you know what? They did this to us.
They've already leveled Gaza. Have you seen that place?
Right, but they're getting some pushback. I think if Trump was president, never would have happened.
There can't be much left of that place.
But there never would have been an attack. So there would have been more peace in the region.
Ukraine wouldn't have
But had the attack happened, I think it would have been worse for Gaza. Under Trump.
Ukraine never would have happened.
Way worse for Gaza.
But it never would have happened. That's the thing. It's prevention. That's the beauty of having Trump. It's prevention. People were so scared of him being a wild card, they didn't move.
Yeah,
and if you look at deaths in the region, West Bank, Gaza, and Israel, they were at a 50-year record low under Trump. And even Israelis said to me, we love Trump because no one knows what he's going to do, so no one's doing anything. Walk with a big stick.
Yeah. Putin never threatened to nuke us when Trump was in there.
No one moved.
Yeah.
Putin didn't do a move on Ukraine.
Yeah, he didn't. He moved. He did a move with Obama and with Biden.
Correct.
Not with Trump.
Correct.
Wonder why.
So you guys have to acknowledge with Trump, we would have had more peace, would have had a better economy, would have had better housing costs. Now your only argument,
it's so non-falsifiable.
But your only argument on freedom is taking away women's rights to kill their own baby. That's the only argument you guys have when it comes to freedoms.
No.
What other freedoms is Trump taking away?
What other freedoms is Trump taking away?
Yeah, besides the right to kill a baby.
I don't know if it's necessarily about freedoms. I think that like things like
Trump left it to the states anyway.
Yeah, I think things like not just abortion. Even if we threw that to the side, like I think like LGBT rights. I think the economy. I think
what rights did he take away for LGBT?
Bruh, like Obergefell is gonna get overturned.
He's the only.
If Trump's Supreme Court like faces Obergefell versus
Is that the marriage equality law?
Yeah.
Look,
that's done so as soon as the Supreme Court sees it.
Trump's the only president that's been pro-LGBT and pro-marriage his entire career, even before presidency. Obama and Biden had a flip on that issue. That used to be anti-gay marriage.
I'm completely fine with that.
Trump never was. Trump was always pro-gay marriage.
I like when a politician changes their stances due to like what the majority of what their constituents want. That means they're a good politician.
Okay.
Yeah, I know Obama was anti-gay marriage during 2008, but like he's not anymore. I know Biden was in 08 as well. He's not anymore. That's all that matters to me.
But wouldn't you rather have a president that's just completely pro across the board?
Trump isn't against gay marriage.
I know. We don't care what adults do. We never did.
His Supreme Court is.
No, we never cared what 18-year-olds do. You want to get married? I don't even know why straight people get married, to be honest.
When did the Supreme Court outlaw gay marriage?
They haven't. But
right.
if all right.
So how can you say they're anti-gay marriage?
So Donald Trump had 3 different Supreme Court appointees, right? So now conservatives have a majority in the Supreme Court. The same way they overturned Roe, they are completely fine with overturning the marriage equality. Like
they haven't done it though.
They turn it back to the states.
Yeah, I know. They have to have a case where that's on the table again. If they do have a case, if they have such a case like that, then like yeah, you can kiss gay marriage goodbye. It may be Loving versus Virginia too. I don't know.
There's a lot of gay conservatives. I mean, I don't see that ever. I don't see that ever happening.
And Republicans have moved far left on that issue.
Yeah.
From where they started.
Yeah.
The majority of Republicans support gay marriage.
Right. They moved the Overton window over so far. We're all on board now.
Support gay marriage.
More than half of Republicans?
Yes, according to polls, more than half Republicans support gay marriage. It's only ultra conservatives and the evangelicals.
We just don't want them messing with kids. Leave kids alone.
That's it. That's all we care about.
That's all we care about, man.
I don't care if somebody wants to get transgender surgery or hormones.
We don't care.
If they're above 18.
Okay.
Leave kids alone.
It's just if you're under 18 and you haven't
don't talk
thought about having
kids.
families yet.
I wish more Republicans agree with you guys.
Most do.
Everybody I know is like that.
The majorities do.
Where they don't care if people get like transing surgery and
we don't
like
care.
If they're 18
just leave kids alone.
We do
don't
not care.
talk to kids about sex.
It's not even an issue for me to talk about because I don't care. I don't care. If you told me you were trans, I'd be like, good for you.
Adam does videos where he's dressed up like a trans person, right?
Good for you.
You just did a video where you're dressed up.
Yeah, but I'm not mocking trans people. I'm mocking Democrats.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no issue with adults doing whatever they want.
Oh, yeah. I can't. I don't know if there's
I don't even know your sexuality. Are you even straight?
I'm straight.
Okay, I didn't even know that. You could be gay. You have the earrings on, and I never treated
Yo,
you.
when you go bald, you have to accessorize any way you can,
Fair,
bro.
but again, if I thought you were gay, I mean, you get that a lot probably.
Yeah. The mustache plus like I got Freddie Mercury cop.
Yeah, it's not
today,
an issue to me though. I don't care. I've never ignored you. I've never disrespected you. I've never spoken to you rudely. You know what I'm saying? I actually disrespect you now more than you're straight because now I know I can disrespect you and it won't be considered homophobic. See, before I was nice to you because I thought you were gay. So now if I don't be rude to you, I'm just kidding. But no, I mean, like, I don't really care what adults do with their body. I really don't. And Jeff feels the same way.
Just leave kids alone.
Yeah.
Just leave kids alone.
Jeff, you want me to take my backpack so you can sit down, man?
No, I'm good, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of halfway in the conversation, but you guys are having a good conversation, so I'm just recording you.
It's a fireside chat. Or chat.
But isn't that a fair point that we're not as extreme as you might have thought?
That's a fair point, man. Like, I genuinely, I didn't know what you guys' stance on, like gay and trans people were.
Well, the media spends so much time lying to the left about how we are.
Let me give you another example. Stop. The media also says that we hate immigrants.
Do you ever talk to conservatives?
I talk to conservatives all the time.
Okay.
So the media says we hate immigrants.
I
we don't.
love talking to conservatives.
We love legal immigration. We support it fully. We don't support illegal immigration. I'm an immigrant myself. I came here when I was a newborn from Mexico, legally. So I have no issue with legal immigration.
Yeah.
But the media says that we hate immigrants, or that Trump says immigrants are poisoning blood. He's not.
He's talking about the criminal element.
The illegal immigrants.
The criminal element.
That's a sus bar.
He's talking about illegal immigrants, not legal immigration.
That's better than what Biden does, and he apologizes for calling a murderer illegal. The one who killed Laken Riley. He apologized. Yes, he did. He said,
He apologized?
He apologized to the murderer.
The clip that I saw was like, well, he's not here legally, right? Haha. Then
No, he apologized for calling him an illegal. He should have called him undocumented, is what he said.
Yeah.
Which
undocumented works.
I know, but he apologized to him, which I think was sickening.
Yeah, I think
he apologized to a murderer.
So do you like Biden's like expanding of like immigration access though? As far as like more people to process refugees and stuff like that, do you support that?
I think that if they could figure out a way to speed it up, but vet the immigrants, I'm for that.
Okay, that's fair, man. That's good faith.
I don't want
asylum too.
Yeah, I don't, because it is a slow, long, arduous, filled with bureaucracy process. They should find a better way to do it. But let's vet these people.
Let me give you an analogy.
Keep the criminal element out.
If you wait on a really long line, let's say you go to an amusement park, and 3 people just skip the line, it's going to piss off everybody that did it the right way.
Oh, for sure.
That's illegal immigration in a nutshell. We have no problem with you coming into this country. Get online.
Right.
Yeah.
And when I went to Thailand, when I lived in Thailand, I had to go to their office in New York City with my bank statements, showing them 6 months of bank statements, showing them my background check, so that they knew that number 1, I wasn't a criminal, and number 2, that I had enough funds to survive in their economy, which is a little unfair because the US dollar is so much more powerful than the baht. But I showed them everything and they said, you know what, you seem to be like a good tourist. You're gonna pump our economy and obey our laws. We approve you coming into our country.
That's how I feel about it.
I want that for all the immigrants that come here.
Yeah.
Do you know what conservatives are very, very concerned about the most? All of the terrorists that we're afraid are pouring through our border, unchecked, coming from Iran, Yemen, I mean, everywhere in the world.
Like some of them are good people coming in illegally. Some of them are good people.
Is that like a commonplace thing? Like even in Europe?
Dude, on the northern border over the past year, they've caught almost 500 people coming through the northern border.
And it's mostly military age men coming
Imagine the southern border.
There's not a lot of women and kids anymore. It's mostly men. So we think the conspiracy is that they're building an army.
50,000 Chinese men are here.
Yeah.
Come across our border.
And Joe Biden was caught flying 300,000 people through the middle of the night throughout the country. And what that's doing is it's shifting population centers so that when it comes to the census and it comes to delegates, they can kind of shift and control the numbers.
Democrats will get more congressional seats.
Correct.
It's a way
and there's a reason why they don't want people like Cubans coming in.
Don't you have to be
no, they count everybody in the census.
In the census.
Trump tried to make the census people, he tried to put the question on there, are you here legally or are you an American citizen? He tried to get that put in the census, and the courts wouldn't let him. And I think the Supreme Court stopped him from doing that.
Interesting.
Well, you know why, Jeff? Because it reminds me of Stop. Because I'll tell you why they do that. It's because it reminds them of the way we used to view slaves as 3/5 compromise. They don't want to ever go back to that, where we look at a person as less than. So the solution to them would be to count everybody as a whole person. So I understand the logic. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so that one I understand. But they are trying to have illegal citizens voting in local elections, which I'm not for. Illegal citizens shouldn't have a right to vote.
You know what? I don't like the national election idea, but I think that there's some solid arguments for like non-citizens voting in local elections. Like say like things
non-citizens like residents with green cards, that's a different story.
Okay.
I'm talking about illegals with no documentation, no proof, came through the Rio Grande. They should have no legal votes in our country.
I've never voted outside of Florida, but
I can't vote in Thailand.
Yeah.
If I lived in Thailand, you think I could vote in their election?
No.
I'd show up, they'd laugh at me. We should laugh at these illegals that come here and try to vote.
And if you got caught voting in their election, they'd arrest you probably.
Is that happening like in any municipality, like even in New York?
And New York's one of the countries that was one of the cities that tried to push local non-citizens voting.
State elections too.
Yeah,
Okay, they tried it. Okay.
Just not federal, but it got
and they estimated in the New York City elections that was going to be 800,000 votes.
That's crazy.
That's 10%, which is, remember, Joe Biden won the election by less than 10%. So if you could get 10% voter block.
Yeah. So, hey, while we're talking about voting, let me ask you this. Is asking for an ID racist? Can you defend that?
When you say voter ID, right? Do you mean like a driver's license and that works?
Yep.
I'm okay with a driver's license.
That's all we asked for.
I know, but I'm saying when you go to vote, you can't vote if you don't have an ID on you.
Yeah, I'm absolutely fine with that.
Okay.
When conservatives, I swear to God, it felt like this in 2018. When conservatives said voter ID, I thought you guys meant you have to go to the DMV, get a separate ID, like a library saver like that. That's not in any way being like, okay, I'm discouraging this behavior. A statue like that is like, that's seen as like an honor to have a statue.
What about
like
George
that.
Floyd murals and statues? How do you feel about that?
Thank you for doing everything. Thank you so much, Sam.
How do you feel about that?
I think that George Floyd murals and statues point out to like someone that died unfairly, and like it
He
just
died of a drug overdose. He would have died.
He
from
ate his
drug.
own fentanyl.
Yeah, it was determined on the autopsy. He didn't die from drug.
I feel bad that he ate his own
the
fentanyl.
autopsy said that he died from asphyxiation.
No, it didn't. It actually said there was no signs of asphyxiation. And also, if you watch the trial, it determined that that Chauvin's knee was actually not on his neck; it was on his upper shoulder blade, and he had no traumatic injuries.
So do you think George Floyd would have died at the exact same moment, the exact same time?
Yes.
On that day,
well, because
if it weren't for Chauvin putting
no. He saw the cops were trying to get him for something. He swallowed his drugs so he wouldn't get caught with it, and that's what killed him.
So you think he cyanided himself?
Yes, he did.
He didn't think it was going to kill him, but
he didn't think.
Just like a lot of people that take fentanyl on purpose, they don't think it's going to kill them.
Let me give you another story. There was a kid. This was about 10 years ago. Did you ever hear the story? There was a kid at the border who was bringing a liquid version of very condensed drugs. I forgot the name of the drug.
Touch it, you die.
Acid.
But it looked like Mountain Dew. So he was caught at the border, and the border agents, they knew that it was a drug. And he said he didn't want to get caught. So they said, all right, drink it, chug it.
He died.
And he chugged it, and he died. Because he said, I think that I'll take the risk that I'll overdose but survive, then get caught bringing in this federally illegal amount of drugs. And it was all caught on camera. And he died. It was a very controversial story.
Yeah,
and
but
people wanted.
Where's the evidence that George Floyd like
It's in the autopsy
cyanided
report.
himself?
It's in the autopsy
He's like, oh shit, the cops are here.
It was in the blood
fentanyl.
It was in
Like,
the blood
what, like-
toxicology report. It was determined that George Floyd did not die from asphyxiation, nor did he die from any traumatic physical injuries. It was an overdose, which you could say was triggered by the cops' presence. But the same story happened.
It was asphyxiation.
The same story just happened with Next Benedict, the trans girl.
I have not followed up with Next
So the
Benedict.
story was she got bullied and was beaten to death.
Yeah, I don't know the exact details.
And the story came out. She had no
that.
traumatic injuries. She was seen in the hospital totally fine, no visible injuries. And guess what? Turns out she overdosed from drugs. She killed herself from a drug overdose.
And they blamed it on conservative, hateful conservative Trump people.
Another drug overdose put out to conservatives.
Yeah, I can't really talk about Next Benedict like that.
But why do you think the left always does this? It goes from conservatives violently beat trans woman to, oh, oops, she overdosed. Those are very different stories. Why do they always do this?
There's lots of stories. You can go Jussie Smollett.
Covington Kids.
I don't know if anybody was like a Jussie Smollett supporter.
Everybody was down with it.
He had a hot
we knew
sister,
right
but
away it was a lie.
That's the nicest thing I can say about it.
The View was all supporting Jussie Smollett's story.
It's The View.
That's the left-wing mouthpiece.
I'm not gonna be like, oh, defend Bill O'Reilly.
Didn't Biden say if I had a kid he'd be Jussie Smollett?
Oh. Did he say that?
No, I'm just kidding. No, that was Barack Obama said. Trayvon Martin.
Trayvon Martin.
Yeah.
I know you guys stand with Trump. You can tell it's a real man right there.
Anyway, this will be a weird video where I'm going to post it on my page, but it's mostly Adam Francisco having a a
Well, I'm going to steal the video because I've been filming.
Oh, okay. And so what was your page again?
Taji Politics.
Spell it.
TAJY space politics.
Okay. And so you're obviously not a Trump supporter. Anybody's interested in the lefty perspective or the, what would you call your Marxist perspective?
I'm a progressive. I'm not. Okay. I'm not a Marxist. I'm not a leftist.
Yeah. You're not a hateful person. You'll sit there and you talk to us and have a conversation with us. So if you guys are interested in his perspective, you can always check out his page or subscribe to his channel.
So 96% of abortions are elective. Okay, meaning the woman's choosing to have an abortion.
Yeah.
Simply because she wants one. I don't want to focus on the mother's life's in danger, rape or incest.
Okay.
Because I can understand the justification for those abortions.
Okay.
Especially if the girl's a minor, I can understand that. So I want to focus on the 96% where women are using abortion as Plan B pill. The killing of an innocent child simply because the woman doesn't want the baby. Okay? For inconvenience. How is that progressive?
How many weeks into are like
and I don't care about timing. We're not talking about that. We're just talking about the reason why they're aborting. 96% of abortions are elective. By choice. How is that progressive?
Technically 100.
Because that to me sounds barbaric. Reaching into a woman, ripping apart the baby and pulling it out by its body parts of the skull.
Gross, yep.
That's barbaric. How is that progressive? That to me seems regressive. Explain how that's progressive.
I think letting people have like more reproductive freedom and stuff like that, and that way.
So you refer to killing a baby as reproductive freedom?
I can't even agree with you that it's a baby before 20 weeks.
What is it then?
I think it's a fetus.
Would you agree that it's a human life?
I can't even agree with that.
So if you leave it alone, it'll be a baby.
I can't agree that it has a soul.
Before 20 weeks. Well, it does have a soul.
Before 20 weeks? I'm not sure.
It does have a soul. Once it's conceived, it has a soul. But you don't consider, I mean, it doesn't have consciousness at a young enough age. It doesn't have pain at a young enough age.
Yeah. So the reason why I'm opposed to things like most abortions after like 20 to 24 weeks is because like that's when like the mechanics inside the brain. Like
so for you, it's after 20 weeks.
20 to 24.
20 is viable.
Yeah.
20 is viable. With modern technology, 20 is viable.
Yeah.
But you said 24, so you're okay with the viable baby being killed?
20 to 24. So I don't know it's either between 20 and 24 where like the mechanics inside the brain has a capacity to form consciousness, right? If a fetus can't form a consciousness, I don't know if I can call that alive.
No, a zygote can, you're using the word can, which is good. A zygote can and will form a consciousness.
At how many?
It just hasn't yet.
Just hasn't yet.
So you're okay up to the point of consciousness.
Yeah, to the point of consciousness.
What about someone who's in a coma? They have no consciousness.
They were alive before. They've had that consciousness.
But you're using consciousness as
a standard for a life.
So to you, someone has to have had developed consciousness once in order to be considered human.
And of course, there are some coma like patients that like.
I gotta ask these girls.
Okay.
Sorry, they're attractive.
Damn.
They take precedence over you. Ladies, quick question. Can you name 3 reasons why you miss Donald Trump? Oh shit.
Adam knows one of them. Adam gets around, he knows everybody.
You want to be in the video still? You want to be in the video? By the way, I saw you on Instagram. What's your name?
Yeah, you guys are having a good conversation, so I'm just recording it and I'm going to put it on my page. Right, well, Adam's over there. I'm going to ask you this.
All right.
So, during our flag waves, because we still every Friday we wave Trump flags, and everybody keeps saying that I wonder if anyone's going to come out and counter protest us and all that stuff. Like, I'm telling them that the BLM people don't like Biden either, and probably not to expect any counter protesters to come out to our flag waves. Like, you guys aren't amped up to come out and counter protest us in any way, that kind of a thing. But we're a long ways away from the election.
We are away from the election, so maybe things will change. I'm not super confident. I think the days of flag waving, at least on the left side, might be over for now.
Yeah, we have much lower turnout than we had last time too.
Yeah.
At this point.
It was
very contentious, very heated.
Yeah, it was a very interesting, divisive year.
It's so funny. I knew those girls. I knew the girl at the dark-haired one. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I was just laughing that you just grabbed some random girl and you knew her.
I knew her.
Yeah. She was in one of your videos one time?
No. We're actually like friends.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we hung out a lot a couple years ago.
Oh, okay. The brunette.
The brunette.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's from Kazakhstan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh, awesome.
We went to Mexico together once.
You did? Oh, she's like a girlfriend or something.
No, we never got to that level.
Buddy's all tied up around.
Yeah,
We never got to that level of boyfriend, girlfriend. It never got that serious.
I got you.
But I'll be honest, some relationships are better not getting that serious because then you could still be friends.
Yeah. Dude, I just came up with an idea where we bring out a table and we have these cordless mics and we do a pop-up podcast. And we set it up and then people just sit down. People just sit down and we invite people to sit down and talk about whatever topic we have on the board.
This is what Crowder does.
Yeah, kind of like that, but more of a podcast.
Let's do it next Sunday.
Okay.
It's tough to get right-wingers to do that.
No, it's tough to get left wingers.
It's tough to get anybody. Most people don't want to talk when you got a camera going.
Like I tried doing that last year at the TP USA like summer event in West Palm. I got like nobody sitting down.
It's tough. You got to be pretty aggressive trying to court people. We could even just put the Trump flag on the table. Yeah, we're not as crazy as you think. Now I'm going to admit to you, and I'll tell you that there are some very far right wingers. We're not that. I would actually argue, besides abortion, we're quite moderate.
Yeah.
I think abortion is the only issue where we're far right. Everything else, we're pretty moderate right wingers.
Yeah, you guys are like surprisingly moderate.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've seen some interesting takes.
That's a real dog right there, by the way. Put that dog on camera. That's a real dog.
He's unfazed.
This pit bull looks like he'd kill you.
Beautiful though.
Hi. Hi there. All muscle too.
Shut your Shut your
Hi, baby.
Huge dog.
For a lot of things, we have less control over things on an international
That's
scale.
the problem. America tries to control the whole world.
Someone has to.
Why? Why? Why is that?
For things like big systems and stuff.
How would
like
you
that.
feel if China controlled the whole world like
I
they
wouldn't
do?
like it.
No, you wouldn't like it.
But
they don't. That's why they don't like us.
Would you rather it be us or China?
I'd rather it should be nobody.
It's gonna be somebody.
Dude, have you seen a map of all the military bases that we have throughout the entire world?
Yeah.
It's nuts. We're everywhere. We have thousands of military
We have a lot of
bases.
allies, yeah. We have our own bases, we have NATO shit, yeah.
That's why we give the whole world money.
And it's great. Like we get a lot of benefits from it.
I
Let me
don't
ask
know.
you a
Dude.
question. Instead of
They prioritize us on the international scale because like we are essentially the protector of like a shitload of Western countries.
let me ask you a question.
And they all hate us.
Let me ask you a question. Instead of funding
Hate us because they ain't us.
a war in Ukraine and Israel, what if there was no war to begin with? Wouldn't that be better?
It would be better if
That's
there's no war to
Trump.
begin
That's
with.
it. That's Trump. There you go.
Maybe there's wars everywhere because we're in every country
That's Trump.
instigating shit.
That's the answer right there. That's it. We won the debate. Game over. I'm dropping the mic.
Dog, that's kind of like blaming Bush for 9/11. If like being like, if Gore was president, then 9/11 wouldn't have happened.
I don't even want to talk
Like,
about 9/11.
We don't even know what
like,
happened during
you're
9/11
saying
still.
something so
We still don't know.
We don't know what happened during 9/11.
No, our government won't fill us
We don't know what
in,
happened
so
during
yeah.
That's clear. That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
That entire, what was it called, about the building falling? That
Yeah.
thing was a scam.
Yeah, we saw a building fall down that didn't even get hit by nothing, so something happened that's not normal. But that's all we know.
I think I think for now I'll follow the official story on 9/11.
No problem. Have a good day.
Yeah, until I know better, but
I
still.
won't bother you again.
You had to try.
Had to try.
Cool.
They would have gone viral. I know they would have gone viral.
All right, we're gonna end this
I'm
video.
sorry.
Hope you guys enjoyed the conversation. We'll be back next week, you think, Adam?
I think so.
All right.
Yeah, we're
I'll probably
turning.
join you guys again in maybe like a couple months or so.
Yeah, we're turning this into a weekly event. So, follow our pages. Adam Francisco.
Adam Francisco.
I forget your damn crazy.
Taji Politics.
Okay.
TAJY Politics.
And paint the Trump. Do it. Do it. Yeah.
What
no.
the media tries to tell them we think.
Just for voting, and I'm like, why not a driver's license?
It is.
That's what it
You
is.
can show a passport
So it's
too.
like, it was just a okay, or a passport.
Yeah.
But you understand something? This is what the media does. They take the right wing's points, which the left wing would agree with a lot of them.
Yeah. Well, just like what Trump said at a rally yesterday, he was talking about the automotive industry and how China's gonna, their labor is so much cheaper, they're gonna eat our lunch. And he said that it's gonna be, if I'm not elected, the automotive industry is going to go through a bloodbath.
That's what he said.
But they edited it down to 10 seconds where Trump said, if I'm not reelected, there's going to be a bloodbath. And every news channel's saying that Trump is saying that if he doesn't win, it's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, that's dishonest. I don't like that.
That's what they do, bro.
But every stock market analysis, when the market's all red, they show a sign of all the major Fortune 500 companies, and it's all red. They call it a bloodbath. Today is an economic bloodbath.
Right. But the media twists it around.
They show you the definition. The third one says an economic downturn is known as a bloodbath.
Right.
That's what Trump was referring to.
Just like when you went back to was it Ferguson, where he said there's good people. No, was it Ferguson? Charlottesville. There's good people on both sides. And then if you would have listened 10 seconds longer, he would have said, "I condemn the white supremacists totally."
And the neo-Nazis.
The neo-Nazis. They never played that. They would never let anybody hear that.
He named them by name and condemned them.
But they only played like a 15-second segment. But if they would have played the 40-second segment, you would have heard him condemn.
And here's the thing. His point was there are people on both sides of the argument of tearing down historical statues.
Fighting for history.
Robert E. Lee was a Confederate soldier who was a slave owner, but he's also viewed as an American hero, especially to the South. So some Americans say we should not tear down these historical figures.
Or George Washington.
Because the times that they were alive, slavery was not illegal. And you're holding them to the guidelines of today, yesterday. That's not fair. Right. If you were to drive 30 miles per hour in a 30-mile-per-hour zone 10 years ago, right? And let's say there were a lot of deaths because 30 miles per hour killed a lot of people. So then today they make it 20 miles per hour for safety reasons. They can now go back to you and say, can you believe that Taj went 30 miles per hour in this 20 mile per hour zone? Yeah. And you're like, hold on, time out. That was 15 years ago when it was 30. Yeah. And they go, no, it's 20 today. Yeah. And you went 30, how dare you? That's what they're doing to these Confederate heroes.
I would like to have like a Confederate statue taken down.
Like, why? It reminds us of history so we don't do it again. It's a reminder of history.
It's not a reminder of history so we don't do it again if we make a statue in some ways honoring these Confederate generals and Confederate soldiers.
That's what the statues are.
It's honoring those Confederates. It's honoring traitors to the country.
These are people that had a great impact on our country, though. They're historical figures.
They're historical figures, right? Yeah, but we don't have to like honor these people.
I don't think that a statue is necessarily.
You think we should delete them from history?
It's not deleting them from history.
Just leave them in the history book.
Because it'll be doomed to repeat themselves. When you see a statue of these controversial figures.
Wait. When you say doomed to repeat themselves, these are people that betrayed the country. These people ran against the country, right?
Well, our country was split in half.
It's not having a Confederate statue is not in some way saying, hey, the Confederacy was bad. Having a statue of somebody, it's generally seen as honoring that person.
Okay,
I don't want a statue in my town of honoring a Confederate general.
I think it sparks discussion, and you
I'm okay with it sparking discussion.
But let me ask you this: if you could take down all of the statues of any Confederate memorials everywhere, if you could do that, you don't think they're going to go after the history books next and take them out of there?
It's jumping on my lap.
Presenting the Best of Biden collection, now on home video. Now you can enjoy all your favorite wacky moments from America's senile old granddad.
Well, you know, gay bathhouses and it's all about round-the-clock sex. It's all, come on, man.
Including sniffing a baby, awkward hugs, numbers are hard.
Go to Joe 30330.
Corn Pop.
And Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Racism.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Stupid troops.
Clap for that, you stupid bastard. You stupid bastard. You stupid bastard.
Blank Stare. Blank Stare Part 2. Chris is Chuck.
All right, Chuck. Thank you very much.
All right. It's Chris, but anyway.
I just did Chris.
And many more.
Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night. The phone, make sure the kids hear word.
But wait, call within the next 10 minutes and receive a free copy of Kamala's Kooky Cackles. That's right, 6 full hours of ear-piercing cackles that the whole family can enjoy. Here's how to order.